I didn't want this arranged marriage, then I fell in love. My name is Amina, and I never wanted to get married this way. The marriage was arranged between families, not because of love or compatibility, but because it made sense for business. Our families had worked together for years, and this marriage was meant to protect and grow that relationship. It wasn't meant for me. It was meant for my sister, Nadia. She had always been the favorite. The one my parents worried about, defended, excused. I was the one expected to adjust, to be understanding, to step in when things became inconvenient. I hated the arrangement from the beginning. I argued with my parents constantly. I delayed meetings. I refused to answer calls from his family. I made it very clear that I did not want to marry a stranger for the benefit of businesses that had nothing to do with my happiness. My parents didn't care. Nadia did. She ran away. And when she came back, she was pregnant by another man. She did it deliberately so the marriage would be impossible. That's when my parents turned to me. No discussion. No choice. That's how I married Omar. After the wedding, I treated him terribly. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But in quiet, cutting ways. I avoided him like he was a plague. I rearranged my schedule so we wouldn't be in the same room. If he entered the living room, I'd suddenly remember something I needed to do elsewhere. I slept early just to avoid conversations. I answered him with one-word replies. Sometimes I didn't answer at all. If he tried to sit near me, I'd move. If he asked what I wanted for dinner, I'd say I wasn't hungry, even when I was. I never asked about his day. I never thanked him for anything he did. Once, he brought me tea in the evening because he noticed I liked it that way. I let it go cold without touching it. Another time, he asked if we could eat together, just once. I told him I had work and ate alone in my room instead. I didn't do these things because he was cruel. I did them because I was angry, hurt, and terrified that if I softened even a little, I'd lose whatever control I had left over my life. Omar never raised his voice. He never forced himself into my space. He kept trying to meet me halfway in small, respectful ways, and somehow that made my resentment worse. And then, slowly, I started noticing him. The way he waited for me to finish speaking. The way he never touched my things without asking. The way he defended me in small ways without announcing it. I started liking him. And that scared me. So I pulled away again. Harder this time. I canceled plans he suggested. I became colder. I hurt his feelings without meaning to, because I didn't know how to explain that I was fighting something inside myself. One evening, he finally said it. He told me calmly that he didn't expect love, but he needed to know whether I wanted to stay in this marriage. Not because of family pressure. Not because of obligation. But because I chose it. That was the first time I stopped running. I didn't know how to be a wife. I didn't know how to show affection. Love had never felt safe to me, especially growing up feeling unwanted in my own home. So I made rules. I told him that if we were going to try, we would kiss 3 times a day. We hadn't even held hands. It was unbearably awkward at first. I avoided going out because being outside meant it would be my turn to initiate a kiss. My heart would race every time. And Omar, this serious, composed businessman, would blush deeply every single time. Those kisses were clumsy and shy and nothing like the romance people imagine. But I loved them. I started counting the hours until the next one. We also decided to have weekly meetings about our relationship. What we liked. What we didn't. What we wanted to improve. Omar approached them like business meetings, structured, calm, thoughtful, but I could tell he was genuinely trying to be a loving husband in the only way he knew how. And I tried too. I suggested we go on dates at least twice a month. That we try each other's favorite activities. Slowly, it stopped feeling forced. I noticed that Omar loved physical touch and simply spending time with me, sitting next to me, walking with me, being present. I realized I needed words of affirmation more than anything, maybe because I grew up feeling like I was never anyone's first choice. He loved me exactly how I needed to be loved. And I learned how to love him the way he needed to. We talked about everything. Food. Routines. Boundaries. Intimacy. We tried things. We learned each other. I felt safe with him in ways I'd never felt safe before. That's when my sister became a problem. Nadia grew jealous. She crossed lines she should never have crossed. Once she threw water on Omar so he'd have to remove his shirt. Another time, she tried to enter our bedroom while my mother was sleeping nearby. That was the moment it ended for me. I told her we would never speak again. My parents sided with her. They said it was her marriage to begin with. Omar didn't accept that. He defended me. He told my parents that if they continued treating me this way, he would end all business cooperation between his company and our family. He meant it. My parents panicked. Eventually, they cut my sister off and married her to an older man. That marriage wasn't happy. She brought a child from another man into it, and resentment followed her. Now her husband works for mine. We don't associate much. I don't focus on that anymore. I focus on what matters. On the man I once pushed away with everything I had. And somehow ended up loving more deeply than I ever thought possible. This life still feels like a dream. Thank you for watching. Check out my channel for more stories like this. Please subscribe, like, comment and share. Midnight Tea Stories.